Hello, welcome to LRP 3073. This is our third edition. My name is James Gomia, and want to thank you all who have been listening to the first edition, which talks about a new governance structure of Liberia, and the second edition, which we talk about the Liberian dollar versus the US dollar. And then today we're going to talk about the advantage and disadvantage of having the Liberian dollar. And before we do that, with them just briefly, many people have been asking what LRB 3073 stands for. LRB stands for Liberia. The 30 stands for 30 senators that represent our 15 counties in the legislature. And the 73 represents the 73 members of the House of Representatives that are in the lower house of our Congress. Okay? So that's what it means. Now let's get down to our Liberian dollar. Now, I'll give you like three or four advantages in having a Liberian dollar. Number one is sovereignty. Okay? Having a Liberian dollar or our own dollar allows Liberia to maintain control over its monetary policy and make decisions about its economic future. Okay? That's very important. Sovereignty. The next one is national identity. The symbol of national identity and pride comes with having your own currency. Then also local transactions. Our currency will be widely accepted, making it convenient for daily commerce in our country. So those are very important when you have your own currency. And then the final one we talk about is monetary policy independence. It allows a country's central bank to respond to its unique economic conditions, set interest rates, and regulate the money supply that comes to the country in order to achieve its economic goals, such as control inflation, promoting economic growth, and maintaining financial stability. So those are some of the things that are advantageous when you have your own currency. So I just want to do that. Now let's talk about the disadvantages. Before I do the disadvantages, I just want to make this point clear that in Liberia today, because of the dual currency that we have in Liberia, we are using Liberian dollar alongside the US dollar. But let me put this to you. In circulation in Liberia, 67% of the money currency we circulate in Liberia are US dollar. Only 33% is Liberian dollar. So let's have that in the back of our mind and then move forward. Disadvantages in having our own currency. Liberia has experienced high inflation rates, which can erode the value of the Liberian dollar and reduce its purchasing power. Okay? Inflation. That's number one. That's what I just talked about. Now, second, the exchange rate is volatile. Okay? That's another disadvantage. And when the exchange rate is volatile, it makes it difficult for businesses and individuals to engage in international trade. Another one is limited international acceptance. The Liberian dollar is not accepted outside of Liberia, making it difficult for travelers and businesses to use it, for international transactions. So those are some of the things. Now, dependence on foreign currency, because Liberia relies heavily on the US dollar for international transaction, it can also limit its economic independence. Okay? And another disadvantage is counterfeiting. There have been instances of uh, counterfeiting the Liberian dollar, which can undermine trust in the currency and destabilize the economy. And then the big one is then lack of confidence in our own dollar, because that's what leads to many people trying to use the US dollar because we are lack of confidence in our dollar. So those are the advantages and disadvantages that we just talk about. So it is important when you considering your vote to take those into consideration. We will be touching base on the advantages and disadvantages of the US dollar in our next edition. So this is our third edition, and we want to say thank you for joining us. We want to make sure we talk briefly so you'll know what we're talking about. Listen again next time for the fourth edition when we'll be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of using the US dollar. And usually we want you to take key points in some of the things we are talking so that at least it can be in the back of your mind. Right now in Liberia, we have dual currency system, but the US is used 67% of the time, and the Liberian dollar circulation is 33%. Okay? All right. I'm James Gomia. Have a wonderful day. See you in our next edition, which will be our fourth. Have a wonderful day.